SE Linux, the mandatory access control system in Enterprise Linux 7, has controls that limit or grant access to all services, including NFS. Let's take a look at some of the booleans and security contexts that relate to NFS. You will want to be logged into RHOST 1 with the terminal open. Before we begin, we need to start the NFS service if it is not running. In a terminal, type in sudo space systemctl space start space nfs-server and hit enter. Type in your password if prompted. Make it persistent by bringing your line back and change start to enable and hit enter again. Now, let's take a look at the security context of the running processes. Type in clear and then type in ps space -e capital Z space pipe space egrep space single quote NFS pipe RPC single quote. This will look for lines that include either NFS or RPC and the output of PS. We can see that the security context of RPC bind is RPC bind underscore T, and the context of NFSD is kernel underscore T. Now let's take a look at the NFS configuration files. Type in clear, and then type in ls space -l capital Z space /etc/exports and hit enter. This security context is exports underscore T. We can see from these examples that SE Linux is already NFS aware. However, if you want to do something special like using an NFS share as the base for a web or FTP server, you may have to change security context or a boolean in the SE Linux policy database. Let's take a look at the NFS-specific SE Linux booleans. Type in clear, and then type in get SE bool space -a space pipe space grep space NFS and hit enter. As an example, the first line reads cobbler underscore use underscore NFS. In order for cobbler to use NFS, we need to switch this boolean to on. Currently, it's been restricted. Some of these booleans are self-explanatory, like httpd underscore use underscore NFS and log rotate underscore use underscore NFS. In both cases, if you want those services to use an NFS share as their file system, you need to turn these booleans on. An interesting one that has relevance to this course is samba underscore share underscore NFS. This is used if you are sharing the same directory via NFS and samba. A couple more that we should be interested in are NFS underscore export underscore all underscore RO and NFS underscore export underscore all underscore RW. The former is useful if you want to export a share as read-only. The latter is useful if you want to export a share as read-write. Note that these two booleans are not required when files to be shared are labeled with a public underscore content underscore T type or public underscore content underscore RW underscore T type. If the files are not labeled accordingly, then we need to flip one or more of these booleans. We won't modify any of these booleans right now, but rather wait until we need to change them later. This way we can be sure that we are not opening security policy unknowingly.